Hello and welcome to the Canon Training Network, and today we've got something a bit different, a bit special to show you. This is the 1200mm lens, so it's a kind of holy grail of Canon lenses. It's one you don't see very often. I've been at Canon 8-9 years now and I've only ever seen one once before, so I'm so pleased to have it here. I thought this is a great opportunity to let you guys have a look around it. So it was launched in 1993. This type of lens was actually around for about 10 years earlier than that as an FD mount lens, and it was kind of a prototype in this kind of thing, but it was officially launched in 1993 and it was part of our EF range of lenses. So we have to remember that the EF mount hadn't been around that long, so this was a real showcase lens to show people. Now if you wanted to buy one new, there was only about 20 of them made, and Canon don't actually know how many are left, but there's only 20 of them made. If you wanted to buy one back in 1993, you had to part with £69,000. So that was a lot of money back then. Now if you wanted to buy one, they don't change hands very often, but when they do, they go for about £150,000. So these are really specialist lenses. So I brought this one up onto the top of the Canon UK building, just as I think a good place to actually show it and show what it can do. Now let's take you through some of the top line specifications of this lens. So as I mentioned earlier, it's a 1200mm lens. It's an f5.6, which is pretty fast for a lens of this kind of length. It's an L series, as you can see from the red line around it, and it's a USM, so it's got the ultrasonic motor inside it, which is the kind of motor you need to move these large pieces of glass about. Talking of the glass, you've got 13 lens elements inside here, and there's two very large fluorite elements inside here, and fluorite are the crystals that we grow to create very clean glass. The great thing about fluorite is there's no colour to it, so it stays very neutral and gives you amazing image quality. The lens took about 18 months to construct. The main reason for that is the growing of the fluorite crystals for the two large elements, which reportedly took about a year to grow. The lens itself weighs a whopping 16.5 kilograms. Its minimum focusing distance is 14 meters. So if your subject is within 14 meters, the lens will not focus on it. The angle of view is only 2.05 degrees. So for obviously objects very far away. And what I really like about this lens is the 1200mm is almost entirely hand built. So a lot of craftsmanship and a lot of work has gone into creating a lens of this type. Now let me just swing this round and let you have a look at it. So if I turn the front round this way, you can see the end lens element there, and you can see the kind of size of that. And just to give you an idea, put my hand in front of that, you can see how big this end lens element is. Now if I move this back, if you look just above or just about around here somewhere, you may be able to see the control tower of Gatwick Airport. So obviously we're in Reigate, we're not far from Gatwick Airport, and the control tower I've worked out to be about 5.2 miles away. So it's quite a long way away, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to point this lens at the control tower, take a shot and let you see how close I can actually get with this. So I'm using a 1DX Mark II here. I'm shooting at 2,500th of a second at f5.6, and I've got an ISO of 500. So it's quite a nice day here over in the UK. It's not raining for a change. So this is a good opportunity to get some shots. And if I'm lucky enough, I might actually get a plane in flight, if I can work out where it's going to pop out from over the trees over there. So as I mentioned earlier, this is 5.2 miles away. Let's see if I can find out where this plane's going to pop out from the trees. I might even get a shot of it taking off. There it is. This is such a great lens. I could play around with this all day long. Now, what's really interesting about this lens is that there's no spare parts available for it anymore. So if this lens breaks, what you have to do is you have to wait for another one that's broken to come up with hopefully a different fault, and then cannibalize the two of them to get one working lens. So these lenses are only going to get rarer and rarer as time goes on. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you'd like to make any comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And if you really like this lens, give it a thumbs up.